springtime is here, let's gather round and travel in our minds so far and free to once upon a time, that's where things happen. Come along with me and see. Come on, everybody, gather round. One of the hardest things about being little sometimes is being little. I mean, you're a little kid and nobody believes you half the time, all these big grown-ups walking around. Well, I can remember one time when I was little, my brother Ed and I were down in the basement playing one afternoon, really having a good time, just horsing around. And boom, we hear the door open from the kitchen downstairs. Down my mother comes. Boy, she was mad. She was on the warpath. And Ed and I looked at each other. We hadn't done anything. She said, okay, which one of you did it? Did what? Which one of you made the mess up there? Mess? I looked at Ed, he looked at me. We hadn't done anything. She said, I left you guys up there 5 minutes ago. I said, you guys make egg salad, clean up your mess, and it's okay. I came back just now. There's raw eggs broken on the table. There's bread all over the floor. Which one of you did it? Did both of you do it? We hadn't done it. In that instant, I wished I were a grown-up. Because all I would have had to do if I were a grown-up, I would have stood up and said, Mom, I didn't do it. And she would have believed me. But I was just a kid, and there was the mess up there, and there I was. And Mom started coming closer to us. And just then, we heard my little baby brother, John, laughing upstairs. Yay, woo, eggs, all these sounds, raw eggs breaking. It was him. He was like about 1.5 years, and he was this little baby. He was the one making the mess. And my mother looked upstairs, and then she looked back at us, and then she started laughing. Whew. Well, we didn't get spanked that day. And today's story is about that, a little bit about how hard it can be when you're little, and how things can change when you grow up. Today's story is about the ugly duckling. One fine day in summer, the bees and the butterflies were busy among the bright flowers. The songbirds had hatched their eggs, and their young were learning to fly. Mother Duck watched the goings-on with envy. She was still sitting on her eggs. And sitting, and sitting. What a bore. She only got off the nest for short times to eat. She was very conscientious. And then before she got back on, she'd look at the eggs and count them. 4 medium-sized eggs and a great big one. One day she was counting and there was a crack. At last! At last! She watched and waited, and sure enough, cracks appeared in the other eggs. Pop, 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 pop. There was a row of baby duck faces, each with an eggshell hat. My, but the world is big! You didn't think all the world was inside those little eggs, did you? The world is a big, beautiful place, as you shall see. Why, it goes all the way beyond the garden, past the barn, across the field, and it doesn't end until somewhere over the hill. At least so I've been told. I've never gone that far. What's a barn? Oh, you'll see, you'll see. The ducklings tumbled out of the nest and scattered the eggshells, and they gazed at the leafy greenery that surrounded them. Mother Duck smiled with pleasure and let them look all they wanted. She knew how good green is for the eyes. Then an old friend dropped by. 4 beautiful children. You deserve to be very proud, darling. 5. 5? Well, let's see now. 1, 2, 3. Honey, I only count 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sure there were 5 eggs, so there must be... Oh, no! She looked at the nest and saw that the big egg, still there, hadn't hatched. My, Wood, what a large egg! I've never seen a duck egg that large, Sugar. I guess I have to do some more sitting. Really, my dear, I'm not so sure you should. There's something funny about that egg.
It's just too big to be a duck egg. You'd best be content with your 4 beautiful children you have. And Frida Neatfeather, you mean desert my egg? Are you really suggesting that I never. What kind of a mother do you think I am?
And she plopped firmly back on the nest.
Now, darling, I hope you're doing the right thing. Come along, children. I'll show you where to find something to eat. Mummy has to sit some more. Then we'll come right back. Thank you, Frida. I appreciate your help and concern very much. I know I'm doing the right thing. You'll see.
And Mother Duck continued to sit and sit and sit and sit. A day later, she cried,
Frida, children, I think it's about to hatch. Come quickly.
There was a big, homely baby face with an eggshell hat and a long, scrawny neck and a scruffy body and gawky legs.
He's funny looking.
Oh, I don't like him.
Children, that's no way to talk about your new brother.
Frida Neatfeather shook her head.
He looks awfully big and well, a mite homely to be a duck, darling. Maybe he's a baby turkey or something like that.
Mother Duck quickly changed the subject.
We better get you children right into the water. You've got to learn to swim. And we'll find out that ugly duckling's a turkey.
It was hard to change the subject with Frida.
Turkeys can't swim, you know, honey.
Teaching ducklings to swim is very easy because they are born with the instinct to do it. All Mother Duck had to do was to go into the water herself, and the ducklings followed. Plip, 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 plop. The water closed over their heads, but they popped up again like corks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And their little feet began to paddle as nicely as you please, just like their mama. As they swam in a neat line behind her, there was the gray, ugly one.
Nope, he's no turkey chick,
said Mother Duck, watching him.
See how nicely he uses his legs and how beautifully he holds himself? He's really one of my own, and he's really not too bad looking when you see him in the right light. Now follow me, children, and I'll present you to the barnyard. But stay close to me so you won't get stepped on, and keep an eye out for the cat. Now, when we get there, I want you to pay strict attention. You're to look sharp and bow prettily to Mrs. Wise Old Duck over there. She's the most important, and everyone in the whole yard must respect her. All right, here we go now. Mind you, don't turn your toes in. A well-bred duckling turns his toes out when he walks, like this. Now bow politely and say quack.
They made their manners most beautifully as they had been shown, but couldn't help overhearing impolite remarks around them.
Must we put up with such riffraff? As if it isn't already crowded enough around here. And there, especially look at that big queer one. I don't want any of mine playing with him.
Ouch! One big duck reached out and bit the ugly duckling.
Leave him alone. He isn't bothering any of you.
He bothers me just standing there being so ugly. He should be punished.
You have very pretty children, Mother Duck,
said the grand old duck.
Except that big ugly one there. It's too bad. Really, he's all right, madam. He's perhaps a little odd-looking, but he's very good-natured and a wonderful swimmer. I'm sure he'll outgrow his awkwardness, which came from lying too long in the egg. Besides, does he have to be pretty as long as he is strong and good? Well, the other children are pretty enough, so make yourselves at home, all of you.
Mother Duck looked around her at the bustle of the farmyard. It was good to be back from the lonely job of sitting on the nest. The yard was full of fuzzy chicks and ducklings, new families like her.
Can we play, Ma? Huh? Can we go play? Yes, run along and have a good time.
And she repeated, as good mothers do.
Just watch you don't get stepped on, and look out for the cat.
The ugly duckling was wide-eyed. There was so much to see, the fine strutting roosters, the great turkey gobbler.
Hey, Doc,
He's a duck?
His mother's a duck. He's a funny-looking duck. All right, all right. Look, you want to have some fun?
Sure, okay.
Sure, okay. Hey, Duck.
Oh, are you talking to me?
Yeah, Duck, come here. You want to hear a riddle?
Here's a friend, a real friend who wants to tell me a riddle. Oh, sure. What's a riddle?
Well, let's see, a riddle. Well, you know, a riddle is like, I ask it and you try to answer. Like, here's one, let's see. Nora and Flora and Peck-Me sat all in a row on the fence. Nora and Flora fell off, so who was left?
Peck me?
What? Say it again, real clear this time.
Oh, peck me.
And so they did. All the chicks who were standing around him started to peck at him viciously. Then some ducklings joined in, and all the while they were laughing at the big nasty joke they'd played on him. He broke away, stung all over from the pecking. But an even bigger hurt was inside him. They didn't like him.
Hey, Ugly, where'd you get the ugly face? Go stick it in the mud. Don't touch him, you'll catch a case of the uglies.
Ugly duck, yucky, yuck.
Yeah, boo, blah. They surrounded him as he backed into the board fence. He felt boxed in. He began pushing frantically at anyone near him. He was bigger than the others, so he knocked over 3 or 4. Suddenly, he was knocked over by the biggest peck of all, and he heard the rooster's angry voice.
Leave those poor chicks alone, you big, ugly bully.
Ugly. The word rang in his head. He had to run somewhere and hide his poor, ugly self from all the offended eyes of the world. No one should ever have to look at him again. He ran out of the barnyard, down by the pond, where he could crouch unseen among the thick reeds. He was so ashamed. He cried and cried until his poor broken heart was squeezed dry. He thought he would cry forever and wished he could. It was better than just sitting there with his big, achy, sad place in his chest. He went to get a drink of water. And then for the first time, he noticed the reflections in the water. Everything was double. One right side up and one upside down. A dragonfly lit on a floating stick and another lit right under him on an upside down floating stick. Oh, but what was that ugly thing right under his feet? And then he knew. It was himself. Oh, no wonder everybody hated him. He was ugly indeed. He started to cry again.
Hey, what's the matter?
He turned and saw another reflection beside his own. There couldn't be 2 of me. He turned around, and there was another baby bird, just like himself. And another bird, the likes of which he'd never seen.
What's a baby swan like you doing here all alone without his mother?
But my mother's a duck, said the ugly duckling.
Oh, no.
The big, beautiful bird laughed.
Baby swans don't grow up to be ducks. They grow up to be swans, like me.
So that was the problem. Mother Duck, who'd come looking for him, could see it at once, and it was all straightened out. And they decided right then and there that the ugly duckling should go where he belonged, with the swans.
Thank you for taking care of one of us,
the swan said to Mother Duck.
I'll never forget you,
said the ugly duckling.
I'll make you proud.
But she was proud already as she watched him ride away on his new mother's back. Story time is done, and so goodbye, until it's time to gather round again. It's kind of hard to wait, but we will try, and hope that we will see you then.